Big J bought a comb. What are you smoking? Pall Mall menthol. Cheap as fuck. Dude, a couple of cigarettes, once you're buzzed, are actually quite pleasurable. I haven't smoked since Friday. So I didn't smoke Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. So I am getting the full nicotine hit of this first cigarette. That's the ticket to tobacco, is to not ever, ever need it, only use it. Once you need tobacco, you become the slave. When you use tobacco, you are the master. I can't see. I gotta put my glasses on. Oops. And obviously I dropped my phone. There we go. Big J. Checking in from the road. Alright, we got 100 motherfuckers on here. Billy Page, 123, still not 270. Billy Page. My goal weight is 275, not 270, because if you know anything about powerlifting, the weight class below 308 is 125 kilograms. And if you've got a calculator, you could figure out that 125 kilo is 275. So, Big J's keying is here. Donkey Kong, I need to make another one. I deleted mine because someone made their way into my close friends list just to report me and get me kicked off Instagram. Oh, Kean, I can vouch for the real Donkey Kong. The real Donkey Kong, I don't think is trolling you. The real Donkey Kong is actually a real good guy. He's in my private chat group, and I don't think he would be trolling you. Yeah, the real Donkey Kong is a good guy. There's Scott and Christina. Hey, loser, you can't block me here. Laughing out loud. Actually, I could. It just, once I'm done, Brad or Andrew is going to come in later and unblock everybody I block. Hamburg's even welcome here. You're right. I'm not going to block anybody on the Delray Misfits page. We're all just guests here, including myself. I may be a member of the Delray Misfits, but technically this isn't my page. So there's different rules on here than there is on one of my pages. On my page, I have rules. On the Delray Misfits page, no rules. And Scott and Christina, we know you have multiple accounts. So even though I may have blocked you on my primary page, we know you're still there. Jay, you suck poop and ass farts. Piss. That's real intelligent. Do you smoke weed? Only when I can find it. Jay, have you ever had homosexual sex? No. But, well, here's where I am with that. I believe in the old school definition of homosexuality that the military used to go by. Don't ask, don't tell. Okay? So, if you pass for a female, and I think you're a female, and I believe you're a female, and you offer to suck my cock, I'm not going to ask you, hey lady, do you have a dick? No, I'm not going to. Don't ask, don't tell. If you can pass for a chick and you want to suck my dick, well, let you suck my dick. Just don't take your pants off. That becomes a victimless crime. Doesn't make me gay. It's not like I was sucking your dick. It's a victimless crime. And I'm not a bigot. So that's why I believe in don't ask, don't tell. One of the stupidest things guys have been making for decades is they get this hot person wanting to suck their cock, and they're stupid enough to ask a really hot looking person who appears to be female, looks like a female, acts like a female, do you have a cock? That, you, listen, stupid fuck, you got a blowjob on the line, and you're going to be so stupid to ask that person if they have a cock. Don't ask, don't tell. Now, the minute you see the pecker or the nuts, then you are engaging in homosexual sex. But if a beautiful trans female is offering up oral sex, I'm not going to ask her, hey lady, do you have a cock? That is the greatest, or the number one way to ruin a perfectly good blowjob. So, why don't we go back to the old way? Where don't ask, don't tell. And you know, more men would get blowjobs, and more trans people would get to satisfy their addiction to wanting a dick in their mouth. Everybody wins. When you're a bigot and you ask someone you might suspect is being trans, and they're about to give you a blowjob, they got their pants on. You don't even have any real evidence. You've never seen dick. You've never seen nuts. At this point, you've got plausible deniability. Like, you can always say, I didn't know it was a dude. You take the blowjob. As long as you're not on camera sucking their dick, you're not gay. Now, I know I'm pushing the rules a little bit, but think about it. Trans people have been using the restrooms of their choice for decades. And no one ever said shit. Because if you pass for a female, if you look like a female and you use the women's restroom, no one's going to say anything. It's been going on for decades. But I don't. Now, here's where I'll get a little political. I don't like the idea of making it legal for trans people to use the restroom of their choice, because that opens it up to the freaks that can't really pass. Like, if some guy's got like a beard like mine, and he's obviously male, and he's walking into the women's restroom, he doesn't belong there. But a trans person that can pass for a female, no one's going to say shit because no one knows. So that's what's gone wrong with the transgender agenda. I want to go back to the old system. Don't ask, don't tell. Because I don't want to make someone uncomfortable. If they look like a woman, am I going to go up to them and say, hey, do you have a dick? Because the minute you say that, that makes you look like a fag, not them. Does that make sense? You become the fag, not them. And hey, that might not be politically correct to say, but it's the truth. I believe that the way we had it for decades, we're beautiful people appearing to look female, have been going to clubs, have been using the ladies' restroom, have been blowing fucking heterosexual guys. That's been going on. The minute you start talking about it, wanting to make it legal, that's when it gets shady. Jason's going to be a model. Jason can't even win powerlifting in Special Olympics. So how is Jason going to become a model? Yeah, Jason is a lost cause. I don't even want to talk about Jason on here. I don't have any gel in the truck. That's the best I could comb my hair right now. Foot model. Dude, I saw that video of Lenny sucking a trainee's foot. That really creeped me out. Lenny put those men's toes in his mouth. Ugh. I mean, you know, it may be a little embarrassing for me to say here, but I'm going to say it anyway. If a really cute chick has a cute set of perfectly pedicured toes, yeah, maybe if I'm feeling a little raunchy, I might put a cute chick's set of cute toes in my mouth. But I'm not sucking tranny toe. That crosses the line. Because you're just, that's wrong. Wait, here's good. Have you got a foot fetish? I wouldn't say I have a because when I think of guys with a foot fetish, I think of guys that are freaks that'll suck any girl's toes. Like, a chick has got to be pretty fucking hot, or she's got to be a legitimate female and just have just a delicious set of fucking toes, or perfect feet. And if you don't like, to some of you people that may not make sense because you think all feet are disgusting. I respect that, but some girls are born with cute feet. But I don't think there's a tranny on this planet that has cute feet. I'm sorry. Call me a bigot, call me what you will, but I'm not sucking a man's toes. Did Jane's toes taste like ashtray? Dude, I was so buzzed at the Halloween party. I did that for shock effect, and obviously it created a ton of good content for a Misfits video. And I'm glad I did it. I wouldn't take it back for the life of me, because it's made for a video that the Halloween video is just watched over and over again. No, it's not like I crave Jane's toes. So I don't want to waste this whole video on tranny feet. It's disgusting. That wasn't Jay, that was OJ. Right. That wasn't actually me licking Jane's feet. That was a character from the Misfits pretending to be O.J. Simpson at a Halloween party, licking Jane's feet. You back down from Lenny, pussy. Maybe. I was so drunk that night, Lenny would have throttled me. If anybody questions that, you're stupid. Lenny doesn't drink. Or at least back then. Lenny didn't drink a lot, and I was smashed. If I would have gone outside with Lenny, it would have been bad. Lenny's a friend of mine, and Lenny probably could have kicked my fucking ass that night. But what would that have solved? Would that have made Lenny a better person, or me a worse person, or whatever? Or what if I held a grudge to this day, and then I wanted to beat up Lenny? Would that make me a better person or a worse person? See, you guys open your minds a little bit. What you do in each situation doesn't define you for the rest of your life. I mean, what happened to you looking to box with you and Lenny? Dude, I don't... You guys still don't get it. Lenny could have fucking ate my lunch that night. I was trashed. Do I want to fight Lenny when I'm sober? No. He's my friend. I love Lenny. I was being an asshole. Why? How come you guys can't accept that? Let it go, man. I let it go. Lenny's let it go. Okay, another good one from Scott and Christina. You talk shit about PJ, then back down when he took you up on it. Dude, PJ and I are now, I mean, we don't really hang out together, but I consider PJ a good friend. What would that have solved if PJ and I got in a fist fight? Yeah, I did talk shit about PJ, and I've admitted I was wrong. I attacked PJ and his people at Blackstone Labs because of the Diana Maybrook situation. It really had nothing to do with PJ. It was all just nonsense. And when PJ and I met in Vegas, we shook hands like men. That's what men do. You want to fight everybody you talk shit about, you're going to be fighting your whole life. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen I was the one behind getting PJ onto the fucking podcast. That would have never happened without me contacting PJ and me setting that up. Okay? You want to call me a pussy for doing that? Go ahead. I'm a big target. I'm an easy target. Call me a pussy. It doesn't make me a pussy. It's just words coming out from you guys. See, I knew I did the right thing. I was wrong what I did to PJ in Blackstone Labs. I admitted it, and I manned up, and I offered PJ an invitation to come on the Delray Misfits podcast, and he was man enough to accept it, and dude, now we're fucking friends. That's what men do. You guys that think that, like, well, he's a pussy or this or that, you guys are missing the fucking big picture, man. We do this for fun and entertainment. And if we go too far, we realize we went too far, and we say we're sorry. And we move on. Like, look at the feud that me and Dale Chance had. Just this week, or a couple days ago, Dale Chance is posting pictures wearing a Bedroom Bully t-shirt. See, Dale is smart. Dale understands that it's about promoting each other. See, Lenny made Dale, no doubt about it. I'm not trying to steal Lenny's fucking anything from Lenny. Lenny's the star of the Delray Misfits. I'm Jay Masters, all on my own. Did I take the Dale Chance thing too far? Absolutely. I admit that. But now that Dale and I don't have a feud going, I got my good friend Dale Chance posting pictures wearing a Bedroom Bully t-shirt. It all works out in the end. Like, none of us really hate each other or want to fight each other. You guys need to chill out and take a look at like what Vince McMahon has done in the WWE. Some of us are not very likable people, and some of us are, and we pick fights and we do bullshit, and it's fun. And after the promos have been cut, we can shake hands with each other and not fight each other. Now, some of the people I don't like that I talk about, I really don't like. But you know what? No one's ever brought them to my table either. You know, and I've had numerous people, you know, offer, like, hey, maybe you and this guy need to, you know, talk. You're a lot alike. That's what it's all about. You're making excuses for being a pussy. Oh, Jesus, Scott and Christina. So, do you hate Hamburg? That's a good question. Do I hate Hamburg? No. Hamburg is the ultimate Delray Misfits fan. Okay? The guy plans family vacations around coming to Delray. He's a good fan. I let my guard down and started thinking that Hamburg was my friend. Okay? And I said things in confidence to Hamburg because I didn't think of him as a fan. I thought of him as my friend. And I brought Hamburg into my private chat group, which is mostly trolls. I don't know. Most of these guys, I don't know their real names. And Hamburg was such a good and loyal fan, I brought him into my private chat group. And I fucked up. Basically, everything is my fault. And I take responsibility for it. Everything that I'm pissed at Hamburg about is pretty much my fault. If I would have treated him like a fan, we wouldn't be in this situation. So, do I dislike Hamburg? Absolutely not. Do I want to be friends with Hamburg? No. Because he showed his true colors. He's just a fan. He's going to use information to become like a bigger fan. That's all it is. Your thoughts on John Bravo? I love Johnny Bravo. John, and I talk a lot of shit on here about Johnny Bravo. I mean, everyone knows I love to make fun of Johnny Bravo. But you know what? I like the guy. And he likes me. And he doesn't get butthurt when I talk shit about him. Sometimes I'll say some pretty harsh words about Johnny Bravo. And then I'll message him, and because I feel kind of bad. I'm like, hey Johnny, you know I was just talking shit. And he's like, I know Jay, I know you. Dude, there's no friction between people like me and Johnny Bravo, because we're real. Now, Cassidy Campbell, I've never met Cassidy Campbell. Cassidy Campbell's never done a skit about me. I really don't have anything personally against Cassidy Campbell. I might like the guy in real life. Do I care for his content? No. I think it's stupid. I hate it. But if I went out to eat Johnny Bravo and Cassidy Campbell, I'm sure I would like Cassidy Campbell, because he's not going to be that kind of douchebag in real life. So that's the thing you guys got to get. And like, when I talk shit about my good friend Brad, who's an easy target, Leather Daddy, I can talk shit on here about Brad. Does that mean I don't like Brad? Absolutely not. He's just an easy target. He's got the hipster haircut, hipster beard. He wears the hipster shoes. I mean, a lot of shit about Brad is funny. It's humor. But does that mean I don't like Brad? No, Brad's a great guy. Brad is probably one of my best friends, and I don't have a lot of friends. And his girlfriend Valerie, great person. Did I make fun of Valerie? Hell yeah, I did. Will I make fun of Valerie in the future? Yeah, probably. But I better tread lightly, because I want to be welcome at their house. That's just the reality of it. So you guys think I want to fight everybody? You're stupid. Don't be stupid. I don't want to fight PJ. I don't need to fight PJ. I don't know who I currently have feuds with right now. Who do I currently have feuds with? Mark Lubliner. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing redeeming about him. But I've never met the guy. That fake natty, Mike O'Hearn, I don't really like him either. Because I heard he talked shit about Lenny. Mike O'Hearn would crumble like a pile of dog crap in front of Lenny trying to talk that shit. So, we'll see. Now, these people talking shit about who's that short little fucker from Australia? See, I'm a little buzzed. I can't remember everybody's names. Yeah, I don't like what they did. Getting someone's mom, saying you're not going to post the shit. Generation Iron, yeah. I don't like Generation Iron. So as of right now, anybody who collabs with Generation Iron, not a friend of mine. Because I'll stand with Lee Priest. Right now. Lee Priest, I've never met Lee Priest a day in my life. But Lee Priest is part of the piss. And when I see someone going after someone who's part of the piss, when I see someone going after their family, I'm coming out like a fucking bulldog. You go after Lee Priest's family, I'm coming after you. I don't have to be personal friends with Lee Priest. Lee Priest is part of the piss. Lee Priest likes the piss. Lee Priest even fucking had the balls to fucking Order 66 Generation Iron, which I think is awesome. And I know a lot of you losers think, well, Lee Priest doesn't have the official credibility to do it, Order 66. Who says? what is an Order 66? It's a make-believe thing that a kid who bags groceries at a grocery store came up with. It's a Star Wars reference. It basically means nothing. And that's the beauty of the Order 66. The person issuing it, it means nothing. It only means something to the people that believe. So you either believe or you don't. Must believe thing. Jay, are you afraid of RX muscle? So let's make it happen. Dude, I actually don't have anything personally against Dave Palumbo. Just that post he made showing a picture of him at being 315 pounds, all jacked up, just hit a nerve, because that wasn't real muscle. Okay? If God meant Dave Palumbo to be big, he wouldn't look like he does today. He would have retained some of that size. Even if you go off the anabolics and go on TRT, like a lot of pros do, you maintain that size. Like, look at Jay Cutler. I don't talk shit about Jay Cutler. He's still big. He still looks good. So if Jay Cutler is to post something, a picture of him in his prime, I'm not going to get all butthurt, because he's retired. He still looks pretty good. But these guys that retire and turn into like complete pieces of shit, that wasn't you. That was insulin. That was just carb loading. That was just basically Gatorade filling up your muscles. Now that you're not doing the proper protocol for the bodybuilding stage, you turned into who your genetics made you. Look at all the retired Mr. Olympias. How many of them still look good? That's my argument. Anybody who's a previous Mr. Olympia that still looks somewhat decent, no matter how old they are, my hat's off to you. That must have been real muscle. But these guys who shrink, well, that was fake. Because muscle just doesn't disappear. Guys who do the insulin, HGH, sugar loading fucking protocol, that's fake muscle. And if you don't understand the science, look into it. Like, even PJ Braun will admit, he never got to be 265 without insulin. He was never meant to be that big. Doing insulin and all the carb loading is what allowed him to look that big. Now, that's a great point right there. Look that big. PJ's not that big. When PJ was 265, jacked on insulin, that was temporary. It's not forever. And if you look at all the great ones, they're still pretty big. I mean, look at Ronnie Coleman. You guys can say, oh, Jay, he's got injuries. Well, so do I. Um, look at Dorian Yates. Look at Dorian Yates. Not looking so good. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the bad guy. I don't care. The muscle you carry after you retire is the real muscle that God meant for you to have. So a great one, like Kevin Levrone, who got second in every Olympia he ever tried to do. He always got second to somebody. That dude still is big. Still looks great. Kevin Levrone could probably get second in the Olympia this year. Kevin Levrone's got real muscle. See, building muscle has nothing to do with bodybuilding and competing and looking good on stage. Professional bodybuilding is like a house of cards. If you do it properly, you can look awesome for maybe a day and a half. And then you go back to what God meant you to be. And these previous Mr. Olympias, and there's been so many in the past 3 years, I can't even name them all. But since Phil Heath, look how many there have been. So these guys that are like 5'6", and they show up just dialed in diet-wise. Like, I'm not saying they weren't ripped. I mean, that's great. But when they show up on stage with all that mass, and then they shrink, that's insulin, brother. That's the insulin HGH post-workout protocol. Where you drive an insane amount of carbohydrates into the muscles you just trained. It's not synthol, but it's second to synthol. Insulin mass is temporary. Once you stop pinning insulin and your muscles aren't storing all that excess carbohydrate, it goes away and they shrink. Learn your science. 1,000 grams of carbs. Seriously, I didn't know they did that. Even people I see on long-term MK look messed up. They look gross. Jay is boring. That's because all you guys want to hear about is controversy. Like, who wants to fight who hates who wants to fight who. The big guys, and I'm 51 and a half years old. I'm old as fuck. and I haven't trained in 7 weeks. I haven't touched a weight in 5 weeks or 7 weeks because of this bullshit Pandora 19 fucking pandemic. I guarantee you, I'm not going to be so stupid, but I guarantee I can still go blow up 405. You know, my first day back in the gym, I'm probably going to do 5 sets of 10 with 2 1/4 because I'm smart. The minute I find a gym open, I'm going to go in there and put 225 on and do a bunch of sets of 10, like Phil Heath type training. And I'm not saying Phil Heath is all real muscle, but that's how you build real muscle. You go in there and you do 225 for 5 sets of 10, and you get nice and sore, and you deal with it, and then you build from it the next weekend. These pinhead guys, these guys that you guys worship, they're all small when they go off the fucking insulin. Jay, who was the biggest bodybuilder ever? If you say anyone other than Greg Kovac, you wrong. I really don't know, I guess, because I don't know who Greg Kovac was. I'm gonna have to say the greatest bodybuilder of all time, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, has to be Greg LeVron. Because that motherfucker is over 50, and he can still put up over 5 plates on the bench. Show me a Mr. O, his age, who's as strong as Greg LeVron. Nobody. Greg LeVron is probably the biggest person without doing insulin ever. These current guys, it's all fake muscle. I'm a big Greg LeVron, Greg Levroni, I don't know how you pronounce his name. That dude was awesome. Because he was a strong bodybuilder, and now he's over 50, and he's not small. That's the secret, people. Don't be small when you're over 50. Does that make sense? You're not going to retire a millionaire being a bodybuilder. So how big you are over 50 is really what matters. Yeah, Kevin Levrone was the Maryland Muscle Machine. Kevin had the bad luck of competing at the time of extreme mass monsters. You look at Kevin Lerone's career. He went through the fucking Ronnie Coleman and the Dorian Yates fucking era. It's a horrible time to be a bodybuilder at the pro level. But Kevin is bigger than both of them by light years nowadays. So, people talk, oh, Sean Ray or Lee Labrada. What? Who? Never heard of him. Kevin was a fucking badass and still is. Because I think Kevin is about a year older than me. And he's still big as fuck. Looks great. And, oh, here's another one. Stan Efferding, the Rhino. Stan Efferding is 52 years old and still posts videos every week posting fucking pictures of him squatting 5 plates. Dude, and Stan is my hero. Stan Efferding is my fucking hero. Because he's almost my age. I think he's a year older than me. Stan is down to 250. His real weight, what God meant him to be. And he still belts out reps with 5 plates on the squat. And the only reason Stan doesn't bench a lot is he's got a torn rotator cuff he's dealing with. So those are the people you need to be listening to. The Stan Efferdings, the Kevin Lavronis. These guys that get up there and are all like bloated on insulin with their big stomachs. And not to say I don't have a big stomach, but that's fat. When guys are shredded and they have a huge stomach, ding, 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 ding. That's insulin. That's HGH. So anyway, look at the people that are still in the game, that are still big after they're off the Olympia stage. Those are the guys that should be your role models. Like Stan Efferding, his vertical diet. What an incredible diet that Stan Efferding preaches. The vertical diet. I've never seen a better diet ever. I love Stan Efferding. The first person to ever clue me in that beef has more omega-3s than chicken. And then when I listen to his science, it makes sense. Yeah, beef does have more omega-3s than chicken. These guys that are all huge on fucking chicken, they're not healthy. So anyway, I've been on a rant. I'm going to try and catch up on some of these questions. Just take fish oil, laughing my ass off. It ain't rocket science. Yeah, I've been taking a lot of fish oil, actually. Ferrigno looked amazing in that Marvel movie. Dude, Big Lou was an amazing person. I think Big Lou is 6'5", if I'm not mistaken. That's an enormous person. And he was an enormous person after he quit competing. But it doesn't. Jay, since you haven't seen J Star's penis, would you what? You know, all right, since none of you guys have any decent questions, that amazing short guy, who's that dipshit who won the Olympia 212 a bunch of years in a row? Hold on, my battery's dying. That I'd seen this picture or video last week, and that idiot who's training for the Mr. O, and he's barbell rowing 405, and I think he got 6 reps, which is a good set. But he's standing upright, like he's doing a set of shrugs almost, barely bent over. That Wheeler clown, or Lewis clown. I get Flex Wheeler and Flex Lewis confused. Flex Lewis. He's going to be the next Mr. O? Really? And I look at him barbell rowing 405, and I'm like, look at your form, bro. You're barely bent over. Like, those look like almost like cheat shrugs to me. And that's not how you want to influence the younger generation. Like Flex Lewis with those horrible form on his barbell rows, getting 405 for 6. Dude, I wouldn't post that video. You're not helping the sport. You're ruining the sport. You're 5'2". Of course you're going to be able to barbell row a lot. You're 5'2". I try and do my exercises the proper way, with the proper technique. Am I as good a bodybuilder as Flex Lewis? Hell no. Can Flex Lewis barbell roll more than me? Hell yeah, because he doesn't use the right form. Now, but Mr. Olympia should be a man. And I don't care if he thinks that way of doing those Dorian Yates barbell rows build his upper back. You should be a role model to kids and people that are new to the sport. And you should do the goddamn exercise the right way. Shame on Flex Lewis posting that video of him doing those horrible barbell rows with 405. I've never, ever done barbell rows that way just so I could throw 405 around. Flex Lewis is a disgrace to the sport. You should never, ever post improper technique because the kids are watching. And a lot of you guys don't get it, but once you get to be my age, you'll get it. The kids